Hello. Good morning, dear students. Good morning to all. I am here, Lalit Kumar P. Bhaiya, Associate Professor, Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering Department, Bharati College of Engineering and Technology, Durg. Dear students, in earlier videos, we have already seen the generalized instrumentation system, its characteristics and parameters, as well as we have also gone through the measurement of force, measurement of pressure and measurement of strain, that is strain gauge, etc. Today we will go through the another mechanical parameter which we want to measure, measurement of velocity and measurement of displacement as per your syllabus. So let us move ahead and go through one by one. For this is the generalized measurement system which we have already seen. Once again I can tell you here, you can see this is the sensor stage, or a transducer is used here, or sensor is used here, and this is secondary one, transducer is used here. This is a signal path shown here. This transducer will convert it into electrical signal, and this electrical signal is given to this signal conditioning stage. This signal conditioning stage may be a amplifier, rectifier or any other required circuit, and output from this signal conditioning stage will be given to the output stage, and here you can take the output, and from this same the feedback signal is given, called as the control voltage. This control signal is applied again to the sensor stage, that is process. This sensor stage is also used for the calibration. So this generalized system we have already seen, measurement system. This is another block diagram, parameter to measure, sensor, conditioning transmission system, recorder or indicator, and these are the mechanical thing which is to be measured. Strain, displacement, velocity, rotation, acceleration, force, torque, etc. But we have in our syllabus measurement of velocity, measurement of displacement, strain gauges, force and pressure. So these we have already seen. We will go now for the velocity measurements. Measuring linear velocity. Here we will use the LVT, that is linear velocity transducer. The linear velocity transducer is an inductive device suitable for measuring the velocity of components in machines. As shown below, as shown in figure, the velocity is measured by driving a permanent magnet core past a fixed coil. This diagram you can see. This is the permanent magnet here, south and north pole, and this is a coil here, and this is a movement. So we can measure the velocity by using this here. As the north pole of the magnet approaches the coil, the magnetic flux cuts across the coil. Here magnetic flux will be cut across this coil and generate a voltage that is proportional to the velocity. So when flux cuts, this this south pole moves towards the coil, there will be a flux linkages, and this flux linkages will produce the proportional voltage that will be proportional to the velocity. However, the number of flux lines cutting the coil varies with position, and hence the output voltage is a function of both velocity and position. When the magnet is centered with respect to the coil, the flux lines due to the negative pole also induce the voltage in the coil of opposite polarity to that induced by the north pole, and the net output is zero then when it is at center. To avoid this problem, two coils are used as shown below. This is winding 1 and this is winding 2, and this is a permanent magnet here, and this is output. So when core moves and bring at the center, so no flux linkages will be there and output will be, this is also a LVT, two winding linear velocity transducer. The south pole induces a voltage primarily in winding 1, and the north pole induces a voltage primarily in winding 2. So here north pole induces the voltage, here south pole induces the voltage. By connecting the coil with opposing polarity, a voltage proportional to velocity is generated, and this voltage is relatively independent of the position covered over a limited range. Here you will get the proportional voltage. So for a typical LVT7 in long, the output is proportional to the velocity and independent of position for a displacement that are within plus minus 1 inch of the centered position. This is the dimensions how to use this velocity meter, linear velocity. Velocity is the first derivative, you know very well, dx by dt. Velocity is nothing but the dx by dt, where x is the displacement. So velocity is the first derivative of the displacement. Linear velocity is defined as the rate of change of position vector with time at an instant in time. That is dx by dt, you can say. The methods used for measurement of linear velocity, there are two types of velocities we can measure, linear velocities and angular velocity. Let us see, just before this we have seen two methods, two instruments for measuring the velocity. Then we will go details for this velocity. So we have linear velocity as well as the angular velocity. So for linear velocity, utilize the following types of transducers. Electromagnetic transducers, in which we have moving magnet type and moving coil type. Then seismic transducers, linear velocity transducer, which we have seen. Digital transducers, transducer using Doppler effect and velocity measuring using displacement and acceleration sensors. So these are 6 are the devices or instruments or transducers used for the measurement of the linear velocity. Number 1 is the electromagnetic transducers. The most commonly used transducer for measurement of linear velocities. This transducer utilizes the voltage produced in a coil on account of change in flux linkages resulting from change in reluctance. Again, these electromagnetic transducers are classified into two types, moving magnet type and moving coil type. Moving magnet type and moving coil type. Out of which this is moving magnet type transducer. You can see this diagram. This is the permanent magnets, north pole and south pole, and this is coil shown here. So with this coil you will take this output voltage here, and the velocity is due to this movement of this permanent magnet. So the sensing element is a rod type permanent magnet. This is a rod type permanent magnet that is rigidly coupled to the device whose velocity is being measured. We have to measure the velocity here. So this is coupled to this permanent magnet. There is a coil surrounding the permanent magnet. This is coil here. The motion of the magnet induces a voltage in the coil, and the amplitude of the voltage is directly proportional to the velocity. The polarity of the output voltage determines the direction of the motion, whether upward direction or downward direction. According to you will get the polarity of the voltage. For a coil placed in a magnetic field, the voltage generated is, this is the equation, E naught is equal to B into A into NV, where this is equal to kV, K is constant, K is equal to BA into N, which is constant. B is flux density, Weber per meter square, A is the area of the coil in meter square, N is the number of turns of the coil. Advantages of this type of instrument called as a moving magnet type transducer for the measurement of velocity. The maintenance requirements of this transducer are negligible because there are no mechanical surfaces or contacts, and the output voltage is linearly proportional to velocity. But it has certain disadvantages also. The performance of this transducer is adversely affected by stray magnetic fields. These fields can cause noise. The frequency response is usually limited and is stated. These transducers are not very useful for measuring of vibrations because their calibrations deteriorates as contact with steel tools, etc. leads to progressive demagnetization. These are the disadvantages. The second type of transducer in electromagnetic type transducer, the second one is this moving coil type velocity transducer. It operates essentially through action of a coil moving in a magnetic field, and a voltage is generated in the coil which is proportional to the velocity of the coil. You can see this diagram here. This is the mass, this is the arm here, and this shows the moving coil, and this is the pivot assembly here, and this is a movement here. So velocity will be measured due to this mass movement up and down this side, like a curved shape movement. And this is pole piece of magnet south, and this is pole piece of magnet north. And as this movement occurs, the output is taken from this coil, two ends of the coils. So velocity of this mass will be in terms of the voltage available here. Voltage is generated in the coil which is proportional to the velocity of the coil here. The coil is mounted on a pivoted arm. There is a mass attached at the end of the arm. The velocity to be measured is applied to the arm, and therefore the coil moves in the field of permanent magnet. A voltage is generated on account of motion of the coil in the magnetic field. The output voltage is proportional to the velocity. And advantages: this is more satisfactory arrangement as the system now forms a closed magnetic circuit with a constant air gap, and the whole device is contained in an anti-magnetic case which reduces the effects of stray magnetic fields. Then the number 2 method, second method, is seismic type velocity transducer. A permanent magnet is supported between two springs and fitted with low friction bearing rings. It acts as a seismic mass. The frame is rigidly attached to the object whose velocity is being measured. The object is vibrating at a frequency in excess of the low natural frequency of the transducer. The self-resonant frequencies of seismic mass are typically 10 Hz to 15 Hz. It's a low frequency. If the operation of frequencies about 20 Hz occurs, the mass is relatively stationary, and the case and coil moving in the magnetic field has a large voltage induced in it, which is proportional to the velocity. You can see this diagram. The seismic transducer have a good frequency response. Here the spring is there, this one, and this is a permanent magnet, and this is coil, dark as shown. This is the coil, and this is outer pole piece, and here again up and down side are the springs. So there is a movement of this mass where velocity is applied, and you will get the output across these coils. The seismic transducer have a good frequency response. Both moving coil and seismic transducer have the disadvantage that connections must be made on the moving part. Third is the linear velocity transducers, LVT, that already we have seen in the first two slides. But here you can have LVT, linear velocity transducers, is an inductive device which utilizes the link between electricity and magnetism as found by H.A. Lorentz. If a magnetic field moves near an electrical wire, current flows through the wire. This is south pole, this is north pole, and this is the movement, velocity movement. Coil 1, coil 2, we have already seen in the first two slides this one. This is just for the sake of the diagram we have taken here DC output voltage through this coil. So this is linear velocity transducer. An LVT consists of a rod called the core, permanent magnet, and two electrical coils. The core slides inside a hollow cylindrical tube called the bobbin, and a DC voltage is generated when the core moves. Since the two coils are wrapped with opposite polarity, and since the magnet also has two poles, north and south, the south pole induces a voltage permanently in coil 1 and the north pole primarily in core 2. It turns out that the net voltage is proportional to the speed of the core. Although the range is limited, LVT are used in some types of machinery like milling machines. So LVT types are used in milling machines. So I think today we will stop here. In next video we will go for the remaining 3 velocity meters or velocity measurement methods, and then we will go for the displacement methods also. That we will see in the next video. I have already prepared this measurement of displacement also. For today, I will be thank you and go through the details of the velocity measurement from the books also. If you have any difficulty, you can ask me at any time, please. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.